Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Tammy Nation. It has been a hot minute since I've been on the air, and that's because there are a lot of things going on and changing as far as Tammy Nation is concerned. But I thought I'd pop on and give you guys an update and also cover some of the things going on in the world, which has been very, very crazy. So as we dive into this on this Friday, the first thing I want to talk about is, I've always believe, and I still believe, and my faith leads me. God directs me in my course in life, at least in my adulthood. In my youth, it didn't so much. But, there's been many changes and ebbs and flows on social media. I've watched the rise and the fall of many people. Unfortunately, we've lost some beautiful, wonderful people in our community that were personal friends of mine as well. But, God always makes things new. And I've got a project that I'm working on with somebody, and we hope to bring it to social media and across these platforms and pick some things up and share the news, worldly events with you guys, as well as good conversations and building the community back up. We have come to the other side of 2020 and what all the mess that we had to deal with. Supposedly censorship is no longer a thing. So that is also encouraging, where we don't have to worry about the things we say and how we say them with no code words and the threat of being taken down. So that also gives new motivation, because I'm telling you, when you're trying to spread the truth out there and you keep getting knocked down and you lose all your viewers and everything else and the support, it is very hard, and it's been a very hard struggle to keep it going and lift it back up and all that. So there is new hope for social media and for independent reporters, podcasters, whatever you want to call it, citizen journalist. There are many opportunities out there now as well. So me and this person hope to build on that as well. My show is still going to be around. My channel is still going to be around. I am going to link my channel with the other channel that we build. And it is just, I'm looking so forward to it. So that's where I've been, you guys. I've been very busy taking care of the details, and there's still many more details to be taken care of. It is a lot of hard work to get something up and running and take care of the direction and have the business plan that you want. But I'm so looking forward to it. And I've also learned, as we've ventured through since 2020, and now we're on the other side of, the election. There are many people out there that are outraged on the left, as you well know. They're not liking what is going on, but I am just baffled by, actually entertained by, how people are complaining and trying to justify their anger at us for finding out the truths that have been put out there. There are so many truths that have been put out there. It's like Pandora's box just began. And I don't think any of us expected the amount of information to be out there that is out there. It is like whiplash trying to keep up with it. It's a wonderful kind of whiplash, if you can even say that, because of the things that have been going on in our society and against us, we the people, for so very long. And, some of us knew it, but I don't even think we knew the depth of it. We never knew the extension of it, and how it is still trying to be going on, how they are trying to impeach Trump again, and it goes on and on. So there is plenty to talk about, plenty for our community to discuss, plenty for our, plenty for us to share with one another, talk with one another, and all that good stuff again. And yes, indeed, the hypocrisy is amazing. And I'll tell you, you have to laugh. But I'm telling you, even if you're left or right, it doesn't matter. What matters is you have to see what is going on now and what is so barbaric that has been brought against our children, our finances, our money, and it goes on and on and on. The corruption has been amazing with that USAID. They're just beginning to expose that. And, some of the benefits that have come out of the Trump administration already that are pertinent is they've saved over $1 billion already in less than 2 weeks. The Doge people have $1 billion by canceling over 100 DEI contracts. And that's just one example of the beautiful, wonderful things that are going on to bring everything back to we the people in this country. The amount of money that is unaccounted for, the amount of corruption that is out there is so highly disturbing that anybody that is a citizen of the United States of America, you would want to have it exposed left or right and get your just due back to you, to get rid of this corruption, to get rid of this. You know, like I said, I don't think had any idea how big this was going to be. And, you know, after the election, you know, everybody seemed to reach a little bit of a high. And then all of a sudden, people kind of got a little bit nervous about, hey, what is really going on? And hey, is he just being vengeful? Is he being crazy? But when you break down in the detail of the genius of what Trump is doing, and you dig deeper into like why he wants control of the Panama Canal and back to us, where now, if you haven't noticed, the United States of America, after Panama was biting back at Trump for even saying that, our U.S. ships are going through there for free. So you can look at all the things that he said from before and see what is happening now. This man and his administration have been planning this for 4 years. And you have to be impressed at the durability, the conciseness of everything that he's doing, how it is benefiting us. And there's still going to be naysayers out there. You're always going to have naysayers. You're never going to make everybody happy. But if you put true your actions to the words that you say, people will slowly learn and understand. They will either love to hate you or they will jump on that Trump train. And it isn't just him, and it isn't him being a dictator. It is him freeing up us to live the lives that we were meant, our God-given rights, our God-given lives, to put wealth back into our pockets again. And, you know, I think that it's a very good time for each and every one of us as well to stay motivated, to keep the momentum going by communicating and sharing the stories with one another, our posts, our opinions. You know, if there's something somebody says that doesn't seem right, go ahead and give the proof that it's not right. But the time for us just calling each other names or slandering one another and fighting amongst each other, I think, is over. I think that we need to open up that line of communication again. And maybe somebody knows something more than we do when we report it, but they can add to it. And that's okay. Being wrong or being off or not knowing it all is okay, because I don't think anybody in this world knows all. There is so much being put out there that the left can't even come up with a plan, an action. All they are doing is shooting vile, mean things towards, everything that is going on and trying to instill fear once again, like they used to do. It's amazing to me the amount of fear they're trying to instill and the things they're complaining about. Let's talk about how as well they are upset because they're saying, the left is saying, hey, Tony, good to see you. The left is saying, we did not elect Elon. Why is Elon doing what Elon's doing? Well, let's not forget this, you guys. On the left, we did not elect Hunter Biden. We did not elect Anthony Fauci. We did not elect George Soros or Bill Gates. And you look at all the control and power that Bill Gates and George Soros and Anthony Fauci have had. We didn't elect them, and how detrimental to our society and to people they have been. That is all coming into fruition now. Everything that we were saying years ago has come to fruition for the most part. Everything that people said, oh, you're just over exaggerating, you're worrying too much. We are seeing it in documentation, in the exposure, with all the action even Pam Bondi has taken and is taking. It's been absolutely amazing to me. So Democrats also remember, Kamala Harris was not elected for the president on that side. They installed her. So when they are complaining about Elon, that is a ridiculous complaint. It's hypocrisy at its highest. And we have to pay attention so we don't get one-sided. We look at what is beneficial, who is doing what is beneficial for us to continue this momentum moving forward with America first. You may still not like the aggression or the things that Trump says. People have an issue with the way he says things. And I think now is the time. That's just too bad, because being nice doesn't always work. Being thorough, being blunt will work sometimes. And he's always been a man who has been blunt. And you can look back at past representatives, past presidents, and how they were saying the nice things and making all these promises, and people believed them and they never followed through. Because I always say, you may like the pretty package on the outside, but you know the rot that's going on the inside. We are seeing the rot that went on the inside of these politicians from the past, some of the leaders of the United States of America. And like I said, the hypocrisy is mind-blowing, trying to keep up with everything. I've been posting a lot on Tammy Nation. If you haven't followed me on Facebook on Tammy Nation, go ahead and give it a follow, because I'm going to keep posting stuff there. I post stuff on YouTube, on my page, community page as well, but there's not a lot of people on Facebook right now. And so if you guys want to follow me there, go ahead, to keep up with all the changes and everything that's coming. All the different things that we are going to do and put together as a channel. And another thing I wanted to talk about is people were mocking Trump about Gaza. People are like, oh yeah, he just wants to take it over, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to read this little statement from Trump to clarify the naysayers and the people laughing at him about Gaza and what his intention is with that. And that way you have an understanding directly from him of what he wants to do. He said the Gaza Strip would be turned over to the United States by Israel at the conclusion of fighting. The Palestinian people, like Chuck Schumer, would have already been resettled in a far safer and more beautiful communities with new and modern homes in this region. They would actually have a chance to be happy, to be safe, and to be free. The U.S., working with great development teams from all over the world, would slowly and carefully begin the construction of what would become one of the greatest and most spectacular developments of its kind on this earth. And no soldiers by the U.S. would be needed. Stability in the region would reign. So you can say Trump is crazy all you want, but I think that man has proven what he says comes true to the best of his ability. And if something isn't happening that he said was going to happen, he will explain through the process. The transparency that this administration has put forth already has been amazing. You look at the pressers that man has done. He's done more pressers, I think, in a 2-week period than Biden did in 4 years. How about, did Biden ever sign EOs and take random questions? How about, did Biden ever take random questions? He did not. He ignored the press and he walked away. And you look at Trump, he flies by the seat of his pants. And that man is so dedicated, I feel, to this country and to all the things that, I mean, look how hard he's been fighting when he was president, when he wasn't president, all those rallies he did, and it goes on to keep the human spirit alive, to keep the belief and faith in America and Americans not to give up on this great, beautiful country, that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. And we are on the other side of that now. So I think it is up to us as well to keep that, like I said, momentum going, to talk to one another, to embrace the differences that we have with one another. And, you know, border crossings is another example. Oh, it's such a lovely sight. You can go and look at any video and you look at how our border is protected and how that looks now with all the military lined up, all those beautiful men and women in uniform, all the beautiful equipment, keeping people out. And ever since Trump had his crackdown with his great Tom Homan for the Border Patrol guy, he has eliminated the amount of border crossings by over 90%. 90% already. And that is absolutely wonderful and beautiful. Now, I've just heard that the problems that they're having, though, are some of these illegals are being embedded in churches or different places, and they are not releasing them or letting out. They're actually hiding them. So they are, you ask, why are they doing that? They are under law to be able to get these people out, to let ICE know where they're at. and they're not doing that. So they are, I saw an interview today that they are fighting that with our own people in churches, our own citizens, hiding them. And they are in deep trouble. Trump said they are going to go after them as well. And, you would think everybody would want all these bad people out. I think it was 400 hardened criminals they got within the first couple days of these ICE raids that they've been doing across the country. It has been horrible. And there's some that are even going against the order. Yeah, Tony, like the governor of New Jersey. It's just incredible to me. And like I said, I think that everybody should be for deporting of these people and coming in the right way. To me, it seems common sense. And I love how Trump says common sense is returned back to America again, because it really has. And on the left, you have people saying, oh, they're separating women and children and blah, 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 blah. It goes on. And that is such a lie. That is such a lie. They're trying to instill hate for the deportation. You look at the billions of dollars that has cost us. And guess what? It's still costing us, because it's going to cost us tons and tons of money to be able to deport these people as well. So as Trump's trying to bring, I think it was 11 trillion he brought back into this country in a matter of a week or so, he's brought all that back in. But some of it obviously is going to have to be used to deport these people, because that's not free. So there are consequences for the actions that have been taken over the last 4 years. So if anybody out there is thinking Trump can't do all this in 4 years, he's been doing a lot in a matter of weeks. And some of it has to unravel, absolutely. Some of it is going to affect us still financially, probably. Some of it's going to affect us in many different ways. But we're going to feel a little bit of pain. That can't be helped, really. A little bit of pain before it unravels and we feel the good. But in the long run, we all should be sitting pretty well. Cindy said we are seeing fake religious leaders. And yes, that is so true, Cindy. The fake religious leaders, those are being exposed. Everything is. Like I said, it is so hard to keep up with everything, but everything that is happening is good. We are getting our country back. We are getting motivated. We are getting encouraged. There is hope that is out there now. And like I said, it should anger you, no matter what stance you have, to know that our dollars, especially with that USAID stuff, has been taken and used and abused and lost. In Ukraine, Zelensky said there's all this money that he had no idea where it's at that we gave him. USAID has been found to be a false, basically money laundering place or people, organization, and they've torn them apart. And Doge, actually, there were over 10,000 employees for the USAID organization. Doge has kept only 294 of them. 294 out of the 10,000 plus employees they had. Right there is cutting costs. And then also Trump put out, I'll put this out, it was on his Truth Social, because I realized that not everybody has Truth Social. Not everybody has all these different platforms. So that's what I love about being on YouTube and Facebook. You can bring all this information all in one place on one channel. And me and the other person that are planning on putting up the channel, we just do the research and we bring it out there, show you articles, bring the information from you. We'll be the one place stop, just like now, to be able to go and get the information from all over, articles attached so you can look it up yourself if you want to. That way you don't have to go all over the place and go crazy. Because I'll tell you what, I've been working from morning until like 1 or 2 at night, trying to keep up with everything, post what I think is good to post on my page, a retweet on X, and boy, it's just so much. But Donald Trump, this is what he said on his Truth Social. He said, it looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, much of it going to the fake news media as a payoff for creating good stories about the Democrats, the left-wing rag known as Politico. And it says that they seem to have received over $8 million. Did the New York Times receive money? Who else did? And that's the thing. The buck just doesn't stop with one organization, one news outlet, it goes to everybody. The fingers and the tentacles of corruption have reached everywhere. And it said this could be the biggest scandal of all time, Trump says, perhaps the biggest in history. The Democrats cannot hide from this one. Too big, too dirty. So that is why they are throwing a huge fit out there about the different things that DOJ is exposing. I know the other day that when they were trying to look at files and stuff, the Democrats were trying to get in there and they weren't allowed in, and they were having a fit, and then they started protesting outside the Capitol and stuff. And, you know, we all know what happened to our side when we were peacefully protesting. But you've got Maxine Waters out there and other people saying, again, we need to hit the streets and causing violence. We've heard numerous celebrities out there calling for the unbreathing of the president. All those people should immediately be detained, arrested, and put to trial. 100%. There is no reason for anybody to ever say that about a president, you know, an elected official, and they do. And a lot of times, you guys know, well, when you stand up to the truth, you're going to make a lot of enemies. Even if you stand alone, you're going to make a lot of enemies. You know, there's not everybody likes to be in the forefront or have their face out there and exposed, but you know what, that's okay, because there's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that do a lot of the legwork, a lot of footwork, and not everybody's faces could be out there. It would be too easy for the enemy to be able to infiltrate that and take you down or take you out. So let's keep in mind and in prayer too, in this country, all the people that are working behind the scenes, that aren't in the forefront, that aren't on camera, and all that stuff. And also, if you hadn't seen, Trump said America is and always will be one nation under God. He was at the National Prayer Breakfast. Biden never did that one time, apparently, never attended a prayer breakfast, which is incredible to me, isn't it? Not really. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he's bringing God back, God first. He's taken out a lot of the DEI. He's taken out a lot of just different bad things, you guys. And, you know, I know that people are not sure about Elon. You know, people have many, many thoughts about Elon. But, you know, I had this kind of epiphany. I was the same way. You know, a lot of people behind the scenes paid by that's true, Tony, but I'm talking about the good ones now. The good ones now. But behind the scenes, yeah, that kept it quiet, the corruption, they didn't care. But what I was going to say about Elon and Trump, a lot of people are very uncomfortable with Trump and Elon about AI and all this technology, and about wanting to, you know, the deal he did with the foreign countries about bringing billions of dollars here to have data centers and have AI being developed here. And I was too. I didn't like that very much. But this is a reality that I realized. If somebody in this world is going to do it, which we know they are doing it already, we should be ahead of it and we should be leading it. So I understand why they're saying that and bringing it here. Just me not liking it or me not being comfortable or any of us with it doesn't mean that's going to go away and it's not going to happen. And if it's our country that leads it and can understand it, that way they can interrupt and intercept any of the bad that comes out of it, I'm all for it. So I just looked at it a different way. And I think that's what we have to do. We have to accept that there's going to be changes that we aren't going to agree with, we aren't going to like, but we have to put trust in our leaders to know and think that they are doing the best for this country, 100% the best. And if you didn't see, I love this other executive order that Trump signed the other day. And oh my gosh, it made me cry, really, where he signed the executive order protecting women's sports. And he was on video and he's signing it. And he had all these beautiful, wonderful, innocent children surrounding him. And everybody was so happy. And I thought, look at this president that we have. Those of you that don't like him, he is protecting our children. He's there at the Oval Office at his desk signing that for the children and future generations to put an end to that nonsense, because we know all the things that have happened to this transgender and the innocent children in bathrooms and on and on. And in sports, the women that were brutally beaten up in their sport by a man who thinks he's a woman, who played in women's sports because he couldn't do well in men's sports, so he wanted to control women's sports. These innocent, beautiful, wonderful children. I cried over that because I thought, gosh, there's finally the president fighting for the children. You didn't see Biden do that or his administration do that. You saw him sniffing people and children and all the bad, nasty things that had come out about him and the things that he's done. And how about that? We got a sniff-free president nowadays, you guys. Sniff-free. Children are free to not be sniffed anymore. Oh, look, Cindy, you said the same thing at the same time. Yeah, Trump didn't take a sniff. He's let a kid sit on his lap. And just, the kid was so happy. I saw him with this young girl, and it was just beautiful. The ickiness and the old man creepiness is long gone. Children are free to be around the president of the United States again. And like I said, we have to take a stop and a look that all these people that are mad, that we are exposing them, who they lied to us for years and years, and they're mad about it. So, like I said, there is a lot going on. There is a lot that's going on with what I'm going to be doing and stuff like that. I just wanted to come on for a few because I have been MIA, because I have been, like I said, behind the scenes working on stuff. And I'm going to change platforms, I believe, or my streaming service, because I don't know, for those of you who may have your own shows or stream, the streaming service I use has over doubled for the year than what was in the past 2 years that I've had it, because I'm going into the third year of being on the air, on and off, but it's my third year. And they've doubled it. And I simply am not going to be paying that. That just makes no sense whatsoever. So I'm going to be looking at different platforms and different streaming services, I should say. And I think it's all going to work out. So you guys may see me pop on and off here and there until this gets up and running. I probably may do a devotion here or there, or pop it in the news. Like I said, there's so much of it, I just couldn't hold back anymore. And I just wanted to get on and say hi to you guys. And I thank you for joining me and for listening. And please, if you haven't subscribed to Tammy Nation, do so. And if you don't follow me on Facebook, maybe give me a follow and keep up. And I will definitely keep you guys posted. And like I said, thank you for joining me. Those of you who joined me now, take care. God bless. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. See ya. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you want to be